This is the K64 Chromebook information session. Before students can take devices home, parents view this presentation, comply with HPS policies, also available at hickoryschools.net. In the event of negligence, pay replacement costs, read and sign the Acceptable Use Policy Agreement, also referred to as the AUP. Students will always bring fully charged Chromebook to class, follow proper care guidelines, be a respectful digital citizen, ask questions and seek guidance when needed. Students will never leave Chromebook unattended, leave Chromebook in a vehicle, allow anyone to borrow their Chromebook case or charger, stack anything on top of the Chromebook, remove labels, screws, or hinges, add stickers, or deface. Online access protection, also our filter. Hickory Public Schools provides access to educational resources while making every effort to restrict access to potentially objectionable material. HPS will maintain a filter which protects against access to visual depictions that are obscene, child pornography, or harmful to students. HPS may monitor student access to the internet. Teachers and staff will personally monitor student activity on school premises as part of their normal oversight of the instructional environment. Students will be required to access the internet through the HPS web filter on and off school campus while using school-issued devices. The filter will require students to authenticate using their HPS username and password to access the internet. This measure is to assist in preventing access to inappropriate content. There is no expectation of privacy when using school-issued devices. Although student use outside the school environment is filtered using the HPS web filter, it is ultimately the responsibility of the parent or guardian to monitor online activity for students. Regardless of the method of monitoring, students are ultimately accountable for complying with HPS policies and the guidelines. Terms of loan. HPS will loan a device to students for home and school educational use upon compliance with the district's policies. Devices are property loaned to the school system, and all users must comply with the HPS policies and guidelines. Restrictions. Legal title to the asset or device is and all times remains with HPS. A student's right of possession and use is limited to and conditional upon full and complete compliance with HPS school policies. Students may be subject to loss of use, fees, disciplinary action, and/or legal action in the event of intentional damage and/or violation of policies. A student's permission to use the device terminates no later than the last day of the school year unless there is a reason for earlier termination by the district. In other words, dropout, expulsion, and/or withdrawal, transfer to another school. Appropriations. Students are required to turn in assigned devices on the designated day at the end of the school year or when leaving enrollment at the school. Failure to return the property by designated deadlines and the continued use may be considered unlawful appropriation of property. In the event a student fails to return the assigned device by the designated date, the device will be reported as stolen property to local law enforcement and any associated damage or replacement costs. Loss, theft, damage, or issues. In the event of loss or theft, the student and guardian must report loss or theft immediately to the appropriate authorities, the police department, security, etc., and no more than 24 hours of discovery. Obtain a theft report from authorities and submit report to the school office. To report damages or an issue with devices, students or parents and guardians must complete the HPS device form available online, obtain a printed copy of the HPS device form, and submit to the school office on the next school day. Revocation of permission. HPS reserves the right to revoke permission to use the device at any time if the student does not fully comply with the HPS policies. Modification to program. HPS may modify these procedures or terms of use at any time. Proper care guidelines. Close the lid before moving the device. Never close objects between the lid and keyboard. Never attempt repair or reconfigure settings. Do not open or tamper with the internal components. Do not remove any screws. Doing so will render the warranty void. Take care when inserting cords, cables, and other removable storage devices to avoid damaging ports. Do not expose to extreme temperatures, as using indirect sunlight or ultraviolet lighting for extended periods of time can cause damage. Leaving inside a car for long periods of time can cause damage. Proper storage and use. Do not overload in carrying case or backpack. Do not throw in carrying case or backpack. Lay on a flat surface. Do not sit or stand on the device, even when it is in a backpack or carrying case. Do not store food or drink, wrappers or bottles, in the same backpack or carrying case. Keep device on a flat, solid surface so that air can circulate. Using device on a bed or carpet can cause damage due to overheating. Keep away from liquids, food, and other debris to avoid damages. Screen care. Screens are very susceptible to damage from excessive pressure or weight. Avoid picking up the device by the screen. Avoid placing your finger directly on the screen with any force. Cleaning devices. Disconnect from the power outlet before cleaning. Never use liquid cleaners. Clean the touch pad with lightly dampened cloth. Clean the screen with a soft, lightly dampened, lint-free cloth, or use anti-static screen cleaners or wipes. Wash hands frequently to avoid buildup on the touchpad. Hand lotions can affect the functionality of the touchpad. Grease and dirt can cause the cursor to jump around on the screen. Acceptable use policy. After this presentation, read the AUP with your child so he or she is aware of expectations. Parent and student will sign the AUP. The student returns the AUP to homeroom teacher. The student will then receive their Chromebook.